Hi Sagittarius, here's a general look at your solar chart for August 2013. Now, every year at this time the Sun comes into another fire sign, which gives your sign tremendous boost, being a fire sign. But this month there's some interesting things going on, some deeper stuff going on, some stuff which is kind of ongoing. So I'm going to start from there. Your ruling planet Jupiter is on the point of the Grand Trine, which is an alignment in the sky at the moment, which I spoke about last month and put a separate video out about. And it is on one of the points of this triangle. Jupiter stands here, Neptune, Saturn. So we've got Jupiter here, and Jupiter is also bolting on another alignment, which is called a T-square, which is also a triangle. So we've got two great shapes in the sky. The Grand Trine, which is an extremely positive energy, helping you to take stock, tie up loose ends from the past, forgive, forget, move on, heal, put right situations, complete a huge cycle in your life. And this Grand Trine energy is going to help you to do that over July and August, but also over, the whole of the rest of the year and into next year. And this Grand Trine will come in again. But the T-square this month is really going to push this energy, get it more dynamic, get it moving. And so this is a time of transition for you, potentially. This is a time of breakthrough and transition and letting go of some old way of being. So it's quite an interesting time for you. Your ruling planet Jupiter is in this area where materially your life could grow and expand through a certain key relationship or through a series of key relationships into new areas, but also you feeling more emotionally settled. And also it's likely, that somebody's going to be around as a financial buffer or there's going to be a resource around which gives you a little bit of a safety net over these many months up until July next year. But you can be looking into joint interests, joint strategies, joint finances, joint property, looking at a setup, letting go of an old way of being, and there can be a useful resource there for you. Maybe even debts, some kind of debt could be settled. You Sagittarians born between the 28th of November and the 7th of December, or with 7 to 15 degrees rising, are going to feel this energy the most. Mercury and Mars and Jupiter are all in the same area. Mercury has been there since the back end of May, and Mars is going to be there until the 28th, along with Jupiter, who's going to be there the longest. And Jupiter is at the, the hinge of the gate, the pivot here. So it's very, very significant for you. And if you can use this energy, if you're informed about it beforehand, which is what I'm attempting to do, then you can really get somewhere with this. So we've got Mercury finally coming out of that area on the 9th. But in the previous time, you may have been thinking more deeply about things, feeling more deeply, weighing things up. And it's my bet, I reckon, that you may have heard something, seen something, somebody, some example, read a book or something online or whatever it is that has maybe rung some bells for you, resonated with you, and helped you to see that actually this might be the way through and out and beyond a situation. And then Mars comes in, Jupiter's there to help you to really get it out of the realm of the abstract and walk the talk, really make it happen. Mars is helping you to change gears. Mars is helping you to let go of a previous setup, contract, agreement, standpoint, plan, habit, relationship, way of being, something that you've been tolerating, something that you've been having to put up with, something that you've been trying to live with. Maybe you just now can get the chance to clear the decks of this and move on. And you might be having some conflict here. The T-square, the working triangle, is full of conflict, but at least it supplies the engine, the juice, to get this very sort of lazy, chilled, grand trine moving, and then once it's moving, once the energy's moving, you can tap into it, you can lasso it and use it to pull to yourself energetically. So you can you can sense your way forwards really with this one, and on a gut level, you know that you know something, you whatever it is, you know something. You want to stick to your own values, so there might be a bit of a conflict there where you're doing a thing and somebody comes along and kind of clashes with that. So there can be not an out and out sort of explosion row or anything like that, but it's almost like a battle of wills here, you know, a battle of wills. And that battle of wills may be going on with yourself, you know. I always put my hand in the candy jar or the sweet jar. Stop it, don't do that. Or I always put my hand on the flame. Why do I do that? Stop it, don't do that anymore. It might be something like that as well, I don't know. But whatever it is, you can start to feel really passionate about something or somebody, and somebody could be feeling really passionate about you, because there's that side of things that can come in as well. But anyway, now is the time for you to push forwards on a deep feeling level. What you feel is right, even though there might be an obstacle too in the way. You've got this very long transit also, bringing in Saturn here. Saturn is going to be in the area of letting go, clearing the decks, tying up loose ends, clearing the decks, just settling accounts from a long cycle before Saturn comes into your sign in 2015. So you've got every reason to, you know, clear this thing up, get this thing sorted, whether it's health related, relationship related, emotional, material. It's probably a little bit of everything, because everything is always connected, and it probably starts from something deep, maybe within yourself, from before, from in the past sometime. Mercury, now let's come up for air. Mercury moves, and then Mercury moves out of there, and then you start to think more creatively in a more outward sort of a way, and you start to maybe join up the dots a little bit more. You're getting things in perspective a little bit more. That's from the 9th to the 24th. Mercury skips through there very quickly. And then from the 24th onwards, discussions, correspondence, any kind of sort of connecting with others, socializing could be centered around your short-term goals, your longer-term targets. Saggies must have a target. You are the archer, so you've got to have a target. At least one, but don't have too many, because then you get scattered. You could be crossing paths more with officials, or having to do more with bureaucracy, or thinking more about image, projection, how something's projecting, how you're projecting, how something's packaged, putting more mental effort into expressing yourself in the best way you possibly can. And vehicles, travel and transport may be more on your mind at that time as well, whether it's short distance travel or long distance travel, looking into that kind of thing, timetables, etc. for some of you. I haven't mentioned the sun, and as the month kicks off, the sun's in a very expansive area for you, your favourite place, and you want to try new things, you want to launch into something. That's the feeling there. It's very enthusiastic, but we still do have this undertow of Mars, Mercury and Jupiter. I think the undertow feeling will lift a little bit after the 9th when Mercury moves, but really we'll have this sort of inwardness where there's something going on inside of you right up until the 28th. But then you've got this wonderful energy that you can have access to, which can really help you with that. And then from the 23rd, you'll probably be taking your targets and your goals and ambitions a lot more seriously. That's the sun coming into the same area as Mercury, thinking more about your image, how you're projecting. You very early Sagittarians are getting a hit and have been getting a hit from Neptune for a very long time now, making you maybe just a little bit uncertain and confused about things at times, and maybe shooting yourself in the foot or being a bit of a martyr. So this energy this month is going to help you with that. And also you Sagittarians born just a little bit later, towards the middle of the, or rather it'll be the first few days of the month anyway, round about the last day of the week of the month of December, onwards there, just for a few days, about 3 days, you'll have had, and you Saggy risings as well, you know, from about 7, 8, 9, 8, 9 degrees, 10 degrees, somewhere there, have had this tremendous change of direction, or new elements coming into your life, which has opened up new pathways for you. And this is a time for you to be firmly following a direction. This is the energy that's going to be helping you to do that. This is the time for you to be more self-disciplined and show more responsibility, both to out there, but also to yourself. It's very much to yourself, actually, because the more you honor and respect and love, really, yourself and your needs and what you need to do to make this transition and this breakthrough, then the more you're going to radiate and help the rest of us. So thank you in advance for that. Now, Venus until the 17th is in a very helpful area for you, right up at the top of your chart, meaning authority figures or parents or those in positions of power or people that you look up to in some way will tend to see you in a good light, and you can put stuff out there or apply for something and feel confident that you'll be seen in a positive kind of a light. And they can be quite supportive, quite facilitating to you, and you yourself could be seen as the person in power, or the person who has the authority to endorse, enable, facilitate somebody else. And then from the 17th, Venus goes into a lovely area of support through friendships, through groups. And you can get on with things that maybe you haven't been able to for a very long time, connecting with others, networking with others. And Venus here is very sociable, very helpful, and connections new and old. You can be pooling forces and resources in a team type kind of a way. It can be materially beneficial for you as well. It definitely highlights anything to do with IT. And in a favorable way, and a friend or a colleague can be very beneficial to you, but also you yourself can be seen as that friend or colleague whose contribution is invaluable to somebody else. And I think that's about everything covered in a sort of a skew-whiff kind of way, except to say that the grand trine in the sky, I've mentioned, is a wondrous supportive energy for you, working from deep levels, from the background. It's very introvert, it's in the introverted places in your chart, to do with healing, to do with finding resolution, closure, and you will tie up the loose ends, settle the accounts, or you will do as much as you can with this energy, because this energy is really going to help you to do it. And with the T-square or the working triangle belted on the side, as I mentioned, it'll be up to you where you put your attention, whether it's on the tense part of it, the conflict, the hubble, bubble, toil and trouble part, or the bigger picture, which is this wave of power, which you can just surf it, you really can. Of course, you've got to have the skills, you've got to keep yourself on that wave. That's where the trouble comes from, I guess. And there might be things flying around in the water, but basically this is doable, this is not beyond you. And you can do it. And it'll be exact on August the 8th, but you'll be feeling it the whole of the month. And you'll probably start feeling it by about the 28th of July, when Mars whizzes past there. And that's it for August. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, have a look at those. And also you might like to see where the outer planets are affecting your sign. I update that every month, and I'll see you the next time.